All right, it's Monday morning, Monday after Thanksgiving festivities. We're all full and eating too much and not enough exercise. It's a good day to talk about emotions. So, a friend of mine put her back out last week, and she was talking about Dr. Sarno. And I was like, oh, I haven't ever heard of that. Have you guys heard of Dr. Sarno? I don't know if you want to chime in at
No,
all.
never heard of them.
So he talks about something, a diagnosis, his new diagnosis called TMS. And I think it's tension muscular syndrome or something, but I think it's a more technical acronym. It's TMS. I could pull up his website, but I bought a couple of his books, but it's all about mind, body, psychology, and physical pain, and how that translates as our emotional pain. And I just found it very interesting. So he's got a few different books, and he's also got like a coaching program that he does online. But I was just researching and looking into it. So, you know how in the old days it was like offensive when doctors would tell people, like, it's all in your head? You know, your pain's not real. Like it was the beginning. I don't remember when the fibromyalgia thing started, maybe in the late 80s. But they would be like, oh, you should go see a psychologist. But there was a stigma that went with physical pain being related to emotional pain. And it's funny how flipping it on its head now doesn't feel offensive to me. Because last week I had been really struggling with jaw pain and headaches and things like that because my dog chewed up my mouth guard for my TMJ stuff. So I was a little bit panicking and worried about it because I really need that mouth guard. And so I just started playing with it. I'm like, okay, so for the past 2 years, I've had this mouth guard, and it's kept me out of the nerve pain in my neck and shoulders. So I was a little bit worried about what was going to happen, but I decided, okay, I need to look at why I'm clenching my jaw in my sleep. So, maybe this was God kind of giving me a moment to work this out. So I looked up in the book, the Essential Emotions book, TMJ, and I picked one of the emotions on that list, and it was frustrated. Oh, Sarah's coming. And it just so happens that I've been dealing with a lot of stuff in my marriage, and I'm frustrated in my marriage. Hi, Sarah. Hi. Hey, we're recording. So I'm telling him about, have you heard of Dr. Sarno, Sarah? No? Okay. I'm telling him about something about that. So I decided, okay, I need to figure out why I'm clenching my jaw. It's frustration in my relationships. It's anger at myself. And so I'm going to start clearing it. And I think this is maybe the third time I've had a physical symptom in my body that I was able to look in the book, look at the physical symptom in the body section, use the oils and the affirmations for the clearing, and then kind of just be patient. So it took about a week. And when I went back and read TMJ again, I was like, oh, it's not there. That's not there anymore. And then I was noticing, okay, now my chest is a little bit tight. So I looked up chest. But my point is that Dr. Sarno is saying it's all in your head, and any physical pain you have, not if it's not like a structural, like you've had an MRI and like you broke your back, like obviously your pain is coming from you broke your back. But if it's a chronic coming and going of pain, then it's emotional, and he calls it TMS. So when I noticed myself feeling pain in my face and my jaw, I would just say, oh, well, that's just the TMS. And you keep breathing. You have to be in full belief that it is in your head and it's not an actual issue in your body. Sorry, the cat and the dog are playing. It's really cute. then it helps your cortisol levels to go down. And then you can get the pain, because pain is coming from stress hormones. So I found that very interesting. I can post the link or put it in the chat for you guys to research. I just like finding little things like that to be able to share, because it helps shed light. And I looked up there's a TMJ Facebook group. It's horrifying. Like, Sarah, you're the only one on screen, so I'm just going to talk to you. The people on there are like suicidal. They're like, their TMJ is so bad. And it made me realize how ridiculously blessed I am to have a medical problem, but also have the resources and the access to alternative in every way. You know, like having you as a friend, like my craniosacral friend that knows a lot about the face and the bones and the body and the nervous system. And
I'm gonna get my hands on you.
I'm gonna get my hands on you. You know, so normal people in these TMJ groups, they're like, oh, I'm starting to get some pain. I should go see my regular doctor. And the regular doctor is like, well, you should go see the orthodontist. And the orthodontist is like, well, we should break your jaw. And then we're going to put really scary braces on you for 5 years. And if that doesn't work, we'll break your jaw again. And then the doctor's like, that sounds terrible. Let's put you on lots of meds. And then the people on there, they don't get better, because now they've got all this trauma. Anyway, it just made me feel so blessed that I could not have to do that. So it's kind of like when I go to my AA groups, somebody on there is kind of flipping out because like they just relapsed, or, you know, now they're crying, and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not that way anymore. Like it's kind of a jerk thing, I guess, but it just makes me feel better. At least I'm not that bad. Anyway.
I had something similar with my body recently, and I also got to the point of, thank God I have the tools that I have, because I could clear it with energy, I could clear it with the oils, I could clear it just by asking questions. And I get that we're very fortunate.
Yeah, right. Like we're right where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be sharing this stuff.
Yeah.
Like when we have issues that we're able to resolve in a relatively short period of time, which other people can't do.
Yeah. And then it's like we get to be the wayfinders.
Yeah. So I got the freaking website up. So now I'm like, okay, when you have moments like this and you want to write about it, write me 400 words at least, and we'll put it on there.
Okay.
So
awesome.
So I'm writing a whole thing on TMJ because I'm like, these people, they don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, what do you know that nobody else knows?
Yeah. Or it's just an uncommon thing. So I've been writing a bunch of recipes, and Neroli keeps coming up. So I got that I needed to talk about Neroli today. So have you been into Neroli?
No, but I have Neroli, so I'm excited to see where this goes, because I have things that I need to make. So I wonder if that will come into play.
It very well could. I've got it diffusing in my diffuser here. Let me grab my book and I can read you Neroli. It comes up a lot in the trauma blends. See where you are, girl. Where you at, girl?
My niece says you don't look like you go through any trauma at all.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So there.
I appreciate it.
I'm like, how? She just looks so
She goes, you look so young.
Yeah, my mom is pretty amazing too. She's like Peter Pan.
Mhm.
Oh, there you
Of
go.
Neverland, and people are like, "That's not your mom." I'm like, "That's my mom."
Mhm. And then your
So
mom just goes,
she's
Right.
like, "What?" Because she's hard of hearing. What?
She just giggles. She's cute.
That's funny.
Okay, for some reason my brain was looking at T's, but obviously we're looking at N's. I was like, why can't I find it? I'm
And
looking-
yeah, the Neroli. I'm trying to think, do I have Neroli?
Oh, I had it page marked. Jeez. Okay. I had it page marked, and then in my head, Neroli started with a T.
You couldn't find it?
No, I got it now. Jeez.
Maybe it's for T is for releasing trauma.
My goodness,
Oh, you're right. That's what I did. Oh,
Here,
you cut all your hair,
Lisa.
Sarah.
normal.
Sarah, I just realized something. I had a dream that you shaved a crown, like a monk.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Okay. Sorry. So the spirit of neroli. Oh, well, it's cooling. I didn't know that neroli is cooling, and it's also a hormone oil. So that means it would, like, for a hot flash, it would cool it.
Okay.
For-
Neroli, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Good to
The
know.
flavor is sweet and pungent. The elements are fire, wood, and earth. So that means it's going to be grounding. The fire, I don't know if that's grounding. That sounds like we're burning a witch here. Not sure.
Maybe it's just comforting. I've been
Oh, the
burned.
fire, because it's for inspiration.
Oh,
Okay.
that sounds better. Yeah.
The physical actions it does, it clears damp, regulates chi, it settles the heart and calms restlessness. Oh, well, that's why I've been wanting it. I've been totally restless. I have lots of ideas, and then I also procrastinate. So the ideas stay in the procrastination wheel. Sarah. Yeah, yep. So the spirit of neroli provides the antidote for chronic people pleasing. Unfortunately, individuals give their power away for a dose of approval and likability every single day. People pleasing is extremely expensive. What is offered in return is never fair. Neroli reminds us of the importance to invest our time and energy into the appropriate places. She provides an accurate assessment and determines whether our response should be yes or no. Do you find yourself in a space where you often overcommit yourself to others? Do you say yes to requests with a smile, all the while simmer with regret under the surface? The fear of disappointing people creates chaos within the system. We prostitute our time and energy for the hit of acceptance. The feeling is like the puff of a cigarette, no nutritive value, only the introduction of poison to the system. Sure, there is an immediate buzz, but the long-term interaction destabilizes the proper flow of chi. Wanting to be liked leads to receiving disharmonious frequencies that create more harm than health. Excess heat affects the heart and liver by creating agitation, restlessness, and anxiousness. Chi flow becomes erratic, and the spirit doesn't have the opportunity to feel settled. As unwanted and discordant energies are invited into our energetic body, the earth element is constrained and begins to generate excess dampness. But neroli provides the antidote. She not only prevents saying yes to the wrong thing, but also corrects the damage that has been done. She cools the excess heat, dries the dampness, regulates the chi flow, and calms the heart and liver. Neroli helps us to recognize our worth. She teaches us to be mindful about how we utilize the precious time we have. We develop confidence and power to be honest with the requests of others, even if it is met with a disappointed response. Neroli helps us to get real with ourselves and protect our vital essence. We understand the profound influence every new request has on our heart, liver, and spleen, and provide it with the request it deserves. Neroli helps us to evaluate our decisions swiftly. Direct answers are provided to your heart, so you may verbalize them with confidence and integrity. Your chi flows freely when you accommodate yourself with a true yes and the true no. And here's some recipes that go with it. Neroli and grapefruit strengthens discernment and proper selection of yeses and nos. I feel like that is very important. It's the recipe of the day. And it says, Neroli and petitgrain protects against people pleasing and builds courage. So if you're the doormat for the day, then that's a good one. Do neroli and petitgrain. Neroli and lang lang grows appreciation for oneself. I think today, I'm going to do neroli, grapefruit, and lang lang. Those three sound good to me. I'm not a big fan of petitgrain, but I should go back and smell it because sometimes I change my mind. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. You guys have any thoughts on what I just read? Isn't that crazy?
That's gorgeous. And what book is that from?
This one.
Oh, I have that. I should read it.
It has a lot of jargon on Chinese medicine. That's why it talks about like qi and dampness and liver and heart and spleen. Dampness is the evil of all things in Chinese medicine. They're like, no more damp.
It's true. Cool.
Yeah, but I like that it gives you all the channels and stuff. If you're into learning acupressure points, there's an app on your phone that you can, then it tells you all the little lines. It's pretty interesting when somebody says, I've been having this headache that wraps around my ear, and I also have pain down the right side of my leg. And you're like, baby, that's your gallbladder. And they're like, no, it's not. And you're like, yeah, it is. And you go show them on the little naked man, and they're like, dang it. And you're like, you need to do a cleanse. You got damp. I love diagnostic tools, anything I can to figure out something. So I can tell you what it's thousands of years old and it still works today. I think it's fun. It's called, the app is called Points. I think it was like $30, but I find it interesting. I'm into it enough that I was willing to pay the $30 just so I could prove it to somebody when they're like, well, this thing hurts and this thing hurts. And I'm like, well, anyway, it satisfies me. In my dream also, I was asking somebody else who hasn't been answering my phone calls why they were mad at me, and they wouldn't answer, and I backhanded them in the same dream where you had a crown that you shaved your head. I don't know what's
Maybe
going
they
on.
had too much dampness in them.
Maybe there's too much. You're so damp.
Why
Why won't you answer my phone calls? Well,
Okay, I'm gonna put myself on mute again.
Okay, so I want to show you this cute little thingy I made too. So I have some ideas about Christmas stuff, and we have emotional needs, but we also have physical needs. So this is really cute. I had one of these, an empty one, so I'm like, I'm gonna fill it up so I could show people what I would do. So I put all of my emergency stuff in here. I would probably add Band-Aids too, maybe tweezers. But the basic thing that I put is I put Correct-X, which is like a replacement of like an antibacterial cream, except this one's got like helichrysum and frankincense and lavender and frankincense, all of the ones for killing germs and stopping bleeding. And I got a roller of peppermint because that's for tummy aches. It's for, diarrhea. It's for headaches. It's for heartburn. Peppermint's for so many things. And I put On Guard beadlets in here because, there's been many times where I've been out and about and I had a scratchy throat. I'm like, no. So you just take a couple and chew them up and you'll feel the On Guard like killing the germs. You're like, kill it, kill the germs. And then I made these little babies in here. There's spots for 10. I got this off Oil Life, but I'm thinking because they're sold out of these right now. But what I'm going to do is oh, sorry, the cat's in the camera. No cat. I'm just going to get a little Red Cross sticker and buy black ones of these and then just iron it on. I'm like, that's what they did. So that's my plan. I also have a Cricut machine that I've never used, so I think I should figure that out. So I've got lavender in here. And this is for stopping bleeding. This is for headaches. This is for if you got stung by a bee or bit by a bug. But also, did you know 4 drops of lavender is the equivalent to Xanax? So, I mean, that's not just me saying that, that's actual science. So it's pretty interesting. So, you know, you don't have to take a Xanax. You could just put 4 drops in water and drink it if you were having a panic attack or something like that. So I always have lavender with me. Past tense, this would be for like chronic headache or migraine or any kind of nerve pain. So just don't get it too close to your eye because the vapor in it is strong. But yeah, so I'll use that because of my TMJ stuff up in here in the temporal muscle up here. I'll put it up there and I'll put it back here. And that's very helpful.
The past tense is very, very good. I love it. It takes care of a lot of pain. My daughter cannot stand the smell.
Is it the coriander or the cilantro?
I don't know what it is, but even if I'm in my room and my door is shut and I put it only on my feet, she will smell it. And she'll smell it the next morning too.
Well, let's look it up and see what it is. Huh? Let's go on an investigative tour. Because when people have a strong reaction to something, it might be an emotion that's stuck. Where they're like, ew. Or I mean, that can't be true for everything. But
Could be Amanda.
Yeah.
She could be stuck in something.
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
Pregnant right now too, so it's just
She didn't like it.
Oh, it's the hormone stuff. That's what it is.
she has never liked
She's never liked it.
She's no, not ever.
Okay, it says generally used to relieve head tension. Past tense also assists individuals in releasing the stress and emotional tension that may have contributed or caused their head tension. Past tense synergistically combines the powerful relaxation qualities of essential oils to assist and teach the body to calm and relax. It also helps individuals release fears that create tension and pain in the body. Past tense can calm severe stress, soothe trauma, and bring balance to the body and energy systems. This blend also helps in regaining equilibrium following periods of overwork, burnout, and fatigue. That's why some people will take the past tense and put it over their adrenals.
Like I said, I love it. It just feels so good, you know, because those knotted things going all over your neck when you're moving your head, you know, they go away. It's so nice. But yeah, it's
Let's see. So the negative emotions that are released are stressed, overworked, nervous, burnout, overwhelmed, fatigued, imbalanced, and tense. Let's see. As physical and emotional discomforts are relieved, past tense fosters feelings of appreciation. It invites balance and reminds individuals there's still much to be grateful for despite opposition, trials, or setbacks.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't see anything in there that would say like, it's probably just because she doesn't like the combination.
maybe, yeah, maybe.
But I
Find something secret.
that are gross, but it wouldn't drive me that crazy to where it'll like piss me off or something. Like that's a little ridiculous. Like shut your mouth and deal with it for a second. That's how I.
When I was pregnant, I couldn't stand wild orange.
Oh, yeah, that's funny how there's a lot, and I put oils on, and sometimes she's going, "What's that smell?" Oh, I don't know, but it'll, you know.
I don't know. Like,
You'll
the girls have been using in the zone, and they love it. All
Yes.
of them love it.
Yes,
They put it on this morning.
We made it.
Well, the next one I have is cardamom.
cardamom.
And I love this. When I was pregnant and digestin wouldn't work for me, straight peppermint didn't work for me. And I got cardamom and I added that into my routine where I would smell it and I would rub it all over my stomach. That was the only thing that helped with that nausea. So, but for me, cardamom opens up my chest when I have anxiety. And so I just love cardamom. So it's in my emergency kit because it's for nausea, it's for chest pain. And then I've got frankincense because obviously frankincense is for everything. So if somebody was in a lot of pain, I would put it on their thumb and have them hold it on the roof of their mouth for at least like 15 to 30 seconds. And that helps their nervous system calm down. You know how babies do that? It's to calm the nervous system. So you put the frankincense. So do you have a comment, Sarah?
Just wow, I didn't know that. So that's huge.
I had
And it
a
makes sense.
I had a teacher in when I went to Rolfing school, and he always looked like he was on the verge of tears. He like he was just completely in wonder and awe of life, like everything. He'd be like, "Really? Oh," he just his eyes would well. His name was Kevin McCoy, and he would talk about embryology, and he'd say, "And didn't you know? The tippy tip of your tailbone is the very beginning of you." And you're like, "It is." And he's like, "Yes." Anyway, I love that guy. This makes me think of it, but he would talk about that a lot. So in
Awesome.
sessions at the very end, he would have a person do that with their thumb, and then he would lift the sides of their head and they'd be like, "I'm me again." So here's ginger. I always have ginger with me. Same reason, because of the nausea, upset thing. I tend to be I'm not a good person in the car. So ginger's good for that. I've been posting some recipes about making ginger honey, but I don't know why I'm drawn to ginger right now. Are you drawn to ginger right now, Sarah? Well, you always are.
Yeah, I've been putting it in my drinks every morning. I put like 5 drops and it's just awesome.
Yeah, what makes us like ginger so much?
Magic.
Well, it is that time of year, right? It's warming.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see if there's.
Wait, can I ADD and show you what I do in the mornings?
Yes.
It's like 2 packets. 1 second. Because this shit's awesome. So I found these 2 things. The first one is called Activate, and it's lemon, lucuma, ginger, and cayenne. And it's just like a spoonful of this. And then I put in a spoonful of this Dandy Blend, which is dandelion.
Ooh.
And it's awesome. So I put it with hot water and then like 5 drops of ginger or lemon or both or whatever. And it just makes this like powerful, awesome drink in the morning.
Ooh. Can you send me a picture of those?
Heck yeah.
Okay. I want a
Yeah.
powerful, awesome dandelion drink.
Yes.
Did you see that movie Ice Age?
No.
There's 2 rhinos and it's like, it's going to be the ice age. And so there's no more plants and there's one dandelion and they're like the last dandelion. And like the sloth tramples it. The sloth is like stupid and the dandelions are like, "Carl, he trampled our salad."
I'll put that on the list.
Yeah, you think you'd like that. It's in the beginning of the movie, so if you just watch that. Okay, so ginger empowers individuals in taking complete responsibility for their life circumstances. It infuses a warrior-like mentality based on integrity, personal responsibility, and individual choice. Here, individuals see themselves as a creator of their own lives, no longer waiting outside of circumstances to change. They choose their own destiny. I will take neroli and ginger all day long today. In the water classes I've been taking, you guys, when you clap for people, like you go like this on the surface of the water. Like Sarah was just going like this, you know, how that's like the jazz people thing. The water people thing is where you go like this in the water. Okay,
I
so
love that.
purify. My sister got bit by a brown recluse the other day because she was pulling out the Christmas tree and there was 2 spiders inside the black trash bag with the tree. And it bit her through her jeans because she was like, ow. And she didn't see the spider, but it had that red in the middle and the white around it, like the bullseye. And then after, so she was like, oh, so she knows Purify is for spider bites. So she'd been putting it for like that day and the next day. And then the middle part scabbed. And then she looked it up online and they're like, that's a brown recluse bite, but she doesn't, now it's gone. It didn't like eat a hole or get infected or anything. So Purify is real important to have in your emergency thing. I have helichrysum because of all the pain that I've experienced in my body. I don't like to go anywhere without helichrysum. This one works really good on muscle tension. And because I get that TMJ thing goes around my cheekbone and around my eye. So I'll put helichrysum around my eye and like that. But it also stops bleeding, just like lavender. So if something happened where you're like, ah, my thumb, you can be like, and it'll coagulate it. And I have eucalyptus in here because eucalyptus is so fabulous for sore throats. So if you were caught somewhere and you're like, oh no, it's happening, then you can do the On Guard and then put eucalyptus and that'll help. I also put tea tree and arbor vitae. So tea tree would be for any kind of yuck thing that happened or itchy spot, like if you got bit by a bee or something that's itchy, the tea tree would take care of the itchy. The arbor vitae is also for sore throat. So I would just put it all over and get the lymph behind the ears. The dog is, no pickle. I've got stacks of books on the floor and she's eating the paper that I've stuffed in there. But yeah, so that's what I put in my emergency thing. So I'm gonna hunt down some more of these black cases, but I saw them on Oil Life. But let me know if you see them somewhere cheaper. But yeah, it's pretty much
That's an awesome idea. I love that. And I want to make a bunch and sell them at Christmas fairs and give them as gifts and give the book too, or like, that would be huge.
Yeah,
Really
or
huge.
sell the book.
Sell the book, yeah.
Because I have an affiliate link. Did you ever create an affiliate link?
No, but I will.
You can't, if you guys, so if you ever post this book somewhere, you can put your own little affiliate link and it pays you back 10%. So
Awesome.
I just
Why
put
not?
it out there. If you want the link, I'll give it to you and then you just create an account and it's free. And then that way, I think I've got a couple $100 just from posting my link places and people are like, I need that book. I'll use your code. And they use my code to get it.
Wow, that's awesome.
But yeah, so what I'm doing today for my Cyber Monday is people that don't have a doTERRA account and they spend 200 PV, then I'm making this for them. So they'll have their main oil kit at home. That's like, this is my stay at home kit. And you know that it's kind of a lot. You don't want to take like, I'm going to take my 20 oils with me everywhere now. Like what I do. That's why my purse is so heavy. But it would be nice for new people if they're like, okay, this is the one for at home. And then this is the one I'm going to take with me. So anyway, that's my genius plan of the day.
Awesome. I totally get that.
I know.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you guys have any questions or something you want to talk about?
I have a silly question, but I guess there are no silly questions. When you say you're diffusing neroli, do you mean I thought I had a roller ball at all of it, but do you mean like from the roller bottle?
Yeah, I popped the top.
Okay. How much do you put in when you diffuse it?
Well, I was looking for my little pipette guy. I would have just done 2 or 3 drops, but I just was real careful and I went, ooh. but I would have done it with a little squeezy.
Mhm.
So I would just do
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
Yeah. But I'm kind of like wanting to make that blend now. What did we say it was? It was neroli, ginger, and was it just neroli and ginger? Oh, and grapefruit. I wonder if that would smell good or if it would be weird.
I think it would smell delicious.
Only one way to find out.
What are the ratios?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Haven't made it.
Oh, it's yet to be determined.
It's yet to be, it's TBA,
Yeah.
the ginger neroli combo.
Perfect.
But I can, do you guys have my, well, you have my phone number, right? Sarah's got my number, but do you have my phone number? Then just text me and then I'll give you what I find out today, because I'm gonna investigate and make sure it doesn't smell like a whorehouse.
Or just
That has happened. I
Not
did, what
that
did I do that
whorehouses
with?
are
That was
wrong.
weird. It was Whisper. I think I mixed Whisper and ginger one time and I was like, don't do that. One time it was at a booth and I had these cards sitting out and it had really horrible oil blends on the cards and the lady picked basil and something else. And so she's like brand new to oils and I put basil in her hand and it was something cilantro. And so then she was standing there like, I'm like, I don't know. You gotta get you to find somewhere to go wash your hands. Just stick to peppermint and wild orange, people.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, thanks for showing up, guys.
Thank you for showing up.
Yeah. I just like being here and having fun and talking about wellness. That's the plan.
Love it.
Yes, had a good time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What's your niece's name? I didn't catch that.
And this is
Andrea.
Andrea.
Hi.
Hi, Andrea.
Andrea,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Where do you live?
Here in Victorville.
Nice. Awesome.
Oh, so you guys are right here. Sarah's in Montana.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
I was gonna say
cold.
that's a cool background. Where's she at? Like she's not here.
Show us
And
where
lots
you
of
are, Sarah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What's
out there.
that?
Show us where you are.
Show us.
She have woods behind her. Look at that.
Lots of
Uh,
trees.
That's pretty.
Oh, nice. Well,
Sometimes there's usually like turkeys and wild deer out there.
Oh yeah, fun.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving, we didn't do anything, and I looked out the window, and there were 2 deer and 5 turkeys just like chilling. So
Aw.
pretty awesome.
They were like, we know you won't eat us.
I was like, little do you know, I cooked one of your brothers yesterday.
That's
Ooh.
funny.
FYI,
You know.
I made this really yummy ginger honey. I took 12 ounces of honey and I took a huge chunk, like, you know how like there's the ginger, it looks like a little weird hand.
Mhm.
So I peeled a whole hand of ginger and I simmered it on low for 15 minutes. But don't put a top on it because then it'll explode into a big honey ginger big mess. I did that too. So I just let it simmer and I kept stirring it. And then you take out the huge chunk of ginger and you let it cool for a couple of minutes. And then I put 10 drops of ginger oil and you whisk it.
Oh.
It's
And what's that used for?
everything.
Um,
It's like your new sauce. Like my mom put it in her stir fry and her chicken. And she was like, it added a new dimension. She's like,
Mm.
and then I've been putting just a teaspoon of it in my honey. My sister added it to her cranberry sauce and everyone was like, ginger cranberry sauce, it's genius. Like there's just, it's just the endless possibilities. It's so easy to make.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The only problem now is I don't have any plain
Your
honey in
body.
the house anymore. All of my jars now say ginger honey.
It's very good antioxidant for your body also.
Oh yeah, it's super good for you. Good for the
Mhm.
damp.
I like ginger. I can eat that like raw.
Oh my gosh.
That would be good for like keeping the colds at bay too.
Yeah.
Put it in your tea.
Yeah.
With that ginger tea with that honey.
Did you get one on?
Mm.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you
Thanks
next
for-
Monday.
Thanks for being you. Thank you.
Next
Bye,
week.
ladies.
Bye.
Have a great, wonderful, wonderful day.
You
Take
too.
care. And a good
Very
week.
beautiful skin,